MrBeast, more like Mr. Least.
Got him!
I used to be subscribed to MrBeast. I thought he was a very entertaining YouTuber. I had no problems with him. I thought his content was great. I enjoyed a lot of what he made. And now, come to find out that there is a lot of weird, disturbing things going on behind the scenes that no one outside of the company was privy to. Of course, everyone knows about the stuff going on with Ava Chris Tyson and how she had messaged minors back years ago. That's come to light. Everyone knows about that. That's messed up. And that should definitely be addressed in some way, shape, or form. Something should be done about it. If not, something had already been done about it as I'm recording this or about to upload this. Just something should be done. And now, new information has come to light in regards to MrBeast himself, Jimmy Donaldson. There's a YouTuber who used to work for MrBeast. His name is Dogpack404, and he released 2 videos talking about his experience working at MrBeast. One where he's talking about how much of a fraud he is, and one where he's talking about how much of a sociopath he is. Trust me, he goes into a lot of really detailed stuff that I highly suggest you seek out right before you watch this video. Honestly, him being a fraud doesn't surprise me at all. The way he goes about making his content and catering it towards a younger crowd, which is easily impressionable, easily susceptible to various scams and various promotions by MrBeast and a bunch of other YouTubers, they're more willing to go into all that and buy their content. That's why I stayed away from all that, because a lot of it was just buy my merch, buy my whatever I made, do that, and you will be promised greater rewards. I knew that was a lie. I knew that was fraud. I knew that was me giving my own money for something that I knew I was never going to get. There was no chance I was going to get a Lambo, a PS5, something intricate, something wildly expensive, some money that was ever going to change my life. There's no way I was going to get that. There's no way anyone was going to get that unless you knew MrBeast personally, which Dogpack did go into that, where the only time you ever see someone win is if they had a good relationship with Jimmy or had gotten a good reaction out of the camera, someone who had a lot of personality, someone who had a lot of character in front of the camera, and that's why they were able to win. Because whoever got the most emotional and got the most personality in front of the camera, whoever was able to resonate with the audience, whoever was able to become a character in front of the camera, got the most screen time and the most benefits. And most often, more often than not, they won. And yet again, I'm not surprised by any of that. That's fraud behavior. What I am really surprised with is him being a sociopath. Now, I had never taken Jimmy as a saint, but to call him out as a sociopath is kind of damning. Or at least I thought it was damning until Dogpack had interviewed another one of Jimmy's fellow employees who had used to work and had been found in the MrBeast YouTube channel a while ago, no longer works there, and he actually gave his 2 cents on the whole situation of that workplace. Apparently, it was very toxic, and it was split among 2 different people, one who had always kissed ass to Jimmy and always got on his good side, and there was another side that didn't get on Jimmy's good side and did not receive the same benefits as the people who kissed ass, if you catch my drift. The guy that Dogpack is talking to is named Jake Weddle, and he used to be a part of that MrBeast group back in 2018, 2019, if I can remember. And he actually goes into very descriptive detail into his experiences in the company and eventually when he left. His story is really, really rough, and it's very mature. I think it's too mature for me to even mention. I feel like you would have to watch the video itself to actually gauge in that topic and the topics that he talks about and the themes that he brings up. A lot of very mature stuff that is honestly really heartbreaking to hear once you hear all that stuff being broken down. Essentially, I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version of that. It is just him being treated as essentially like a monkey. He was basically someone who was treated with only as the mindset of, oh yeah, we can definitely get the best content out of him. He makes the most funniest expressions. He makes the most funniest looks. He has the most funniest looks. He has the funniest emotions. He can get the best views out of anyone. We can treat him like shit and just get on with it. And that is ultimately his breaking point. I'm just glad that he was able to find a better place outside of that company, because the way he went into it was just very, very sad to hear. And I'm glad he mentally is in a better place. Apparently there's another video of Dogpack talking about MrBeast's involvement with sexual predators. Not him per se as a sexual predator, but more so his involvement with other sexual predators that he actively was working with and was negligible in regards to their hiring status. In fact, Dogpack had actually mentioned that there were sexual offenders in those videos with MrBeast, and that they even had referred to one of them being Delaware. And the reason why they had called him Delaware is because he had been banned from the state of Delaware for doing that crime. And he was so superstitious about his confidentiality that he had worn a mask in those videos and participated in those challenges wearing that mask. So there is a sexual offender hired by MrBeast to compete and be in those YouTube videos. At best, this is just pure ignorance on the side of MrBeast. At worst, oh man, it could get so much worse. Oh my god, we haven't even scratched the surface. I look forward to watching Dogpack's video on MrBeast's sexual predator history. It's gonna be very, very interesting to talk about.